network. I'm in an Indian village with no Wi-Fi for most of the day.
You dirty, rotten schnook. Bad
But
boy.
I will have Wi-Fi next weekend.
Well, wait a minute. Let me see if I can send you this link right now. Hold on a minute.
Sam was a few hours ago, right? How did it go?
Well, I gave a talk today, and I think you would like to hear it. I gave a talk on the art of living.
Okay.
And I think you'd really like it.
Yeah.
Hold on. This is the recording. Let's see here. Let me see if I just post it in here, if that'll do it. Okay, that's the link. You want to copy that? Can you copy that and paste it on your desktop or something?
Yes, yes.
That's the link to the SAM meeting today. I think you'd like it.
Okay, I'll watch it.
At the end, I talked a little bit about what went on at the opening of the Olympics yesterday. Did you watch the opening ceremonies of the Olympics?
No, I heard that that a rapper had attended. An American rapper had gone.
Well, I think that's probably true. But at the end, Celine Dion,
Snoop Dogg had attended.
She sung incredibly. But I did a thing at the end of I gave a talk, and then everybody asked questions and whatever. Then at the end, I talked about what went on at the Olympics. I just think you'd find the whole thing interesting.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch it.
Yeah,
I'll definitely watch it.
Okay, so let's get back to work here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Coach Lee, and we're working on speech anxiety. I'm talking with Bob. Say howdy, Bob.
Howdy, Bob.
And Bob is from Pittsburg. He's an MIT graduate. He's a medical student at Stanford, and he has issues mainly with strangers and authorities in class on middle words. And we've talked a couple of times, not very long, and so let's see. We've been working on. He was at a convention, and he emailed me that he was having to talk to a lot of strangers in bits and pieces, and he was having a terrible time using the crutches and speech plans at that convention. So we swapped a bunch of emails, which is no way to coach. And I said, let's talk. So we talked 2 or 3 times for like 15 minutes during the convention. And so now what I'm doing is getting a report on where he is. You're quite new. I never heard of you until this month. It's July 2024. That's all I've known you. So so here we are. But I want to make sure that I want all our people to beat it, but Bob in particular, because I think I need somebody who's I've worked with a number of medical doctors, quite frankly, and I've helped them beat it, and they have beaten it, but they disappear on me. But Bob is being in school. He's still got access to the academic community, which needs to be kicked in the seat of the pants and told that incurability is part of the past. I mean, we got penicillin. We know how to get over some kind of infections, and so we've got a method here, and it's not about me, and I don't care if my name's ever mentioned. World Stop Stuttering Association would be helpful because it's a charity and it helps a lot of people for close to no charge or for no charge, and we know that we know how to stop stuttering, and Bob, frankly, has relatively little stuttering compared to most of the people that I deal with. But he's still, if you have any stuttering, it's too much. And if you don't get rid of it, it can haunt you till you breathe your last breath on this planet. And that's ridiculous. So we have to train our minds not to stutter. We have to replace the stutter habit with a fluency habit. And in Bob's case, what we're doing mainly is we are speaking in short increments and we're linking to a stop. And it's a short link stop kind of an approach to it. And the emphasis is on linking. And if he has a first word problem, a crutch 4, crutch 8, there are a lot of things he can do and that are relatively easy, making a sound, putting in any other word. That's so easy to do, or simply using another word first, and you can use several words. If you can't say your name, Bob, you can say my name is Bob, because you can say my, and once you've said my, you can say name is Bob. Period. If you know how to link. So what's the essence? Bob needs to master linking. He's got to know in here that there is no way he is going to appear speech disabled. He will make mistakes. He'll repeat words. He'll force a word once in a while. He will not appear speech disabled again in his life. And this is whether he's talking in class, that's in medical school, or he's giving a speech to a convention of doctors. It's not going to matter to him. He's going to be like I am. That is, he's going to love to speak. And he's staying with this program until he dies. So, Bob, bring us up to date. What have you done since the last time we talked on the 22nd?
Yeah, so since we last spoke, my main focus has really been on trying to perfect my linking abilities. I've been really focusing on keeping a constant flow of air, not really thinking about the words I'm saying, just making sure I hold my tone, being as constant about it as possible. And if I do anticipate fear, I really push more so I get even more air out to help the link stay stable. It's helped a lot. I frankly haven't had a bad incident since we last spoke. It's more just
have not. Did you say have not? Okay.
It's mostly been, but in the spirit of honesty, it's most I do still have hesitations and blocks which are not really noticeable to most people, but are uncomfortable from the speaker's standpoint. So
your only hesitation should be really intentional for the purpose. When you listen to my talk today, there's a reason I want you to listen to my talk that I did at Skype Sam today, because I want you to focus on the way good speaking sounds in front of a group. When you get involved, this is where you're going, and we want to get you there very, very soon. There's no reason it's got to take 3 years or something.
Right.
That's not our game. Our game is we want to do it now. Within days, we want to do it.
Right.
So,
right.
Okay, so no bed, but some hesitations.
Like as in I'll unintentionally break the link, and I will realize after the fact, and I'll go back. I'll be more intentional about it, and I'll make it through. But I think the habit of breaking the link still persists, which leads to blocks.
And then you're automatically planning a word. You're thinking a word, planning a word. You can't really stutter if you only hesitate and you still don't think a word, fear it, and force it. You got to do all 3 of those things after you hesitate. So if I hesitate, but I have no fear. I see no reason to think, fear, and force a word. 0.
Right. Yeah, no, it definitely happens on words that I know I need to say. So like, for example, if I have to say my name is Bob, like I know that no matter how I started off, right, whether it's I'm Bob or my name is Bob or whatever the prefix
There's so
is. I
many
know
things
that.
you can do, though. You should have. This is another reason why, in a way, while I think if you're good enough at linking, it ends. But you're raising another subject now. You're raising a first word issue, an individual word issue. That's a separate issue from having a conversation, just talking as I am doing right now, versus saying Lee or some specific word that I find challenging. That there are so many different ways to do that. With your name, look, to start with, you're in the Western world, as you well know, and the name Bob is not a Western world name. It's not a traditional Western world name. So there is every reason. Not one Westerner in 50 or 100 will know how to spell your name. They won't know. They have no idea. And they really may not understand your name if you don't spell it. So I would say to you, one easy way around your name, period, is to do what I'm going to do right now. BHAV Bob. Do that with your hand.
BHAV Bob.
Yeah, that's it. And you can do it with a lot of emphasis. BHAV Bob. Do it.
BHAV Bob.
Believe me, everyone you do that for will appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because they'll get your name.
Right, right.
So it's a win-win for you. When you can't say Bob, you will be able to spell it. If you've got a problem saying the B, you can say Bob. If you were stuck on the B, you could say Bob.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I guess I want to get to the point where I'm good enough at linking that even if I fear a word, I can still link it. And it so is there a way in which even if I do fear and unintentionally plan, I'm able to still just link right through it?
Well, you'll link through it. If you put anything in front of it, like Crutch 4 says, a sound or another word, if you go, Bob, you can say it. Yeah. I mean, anything. If you put a sound in front of any word, it'll break the block.
So
now you can make the sound. What?
Oh, I just wanted to ask. So whenever you are working on that specific crutch where you have a sound, I'm sure you have other students though who also accidentally end up breaking that, right? How do you help them
end up breaking what?
They end up inserting a break between the sound
and they do. Sure they do. Of course they do. And the break can be a millisecond.
Right.
It can be a nanosecond, a billionth of a second. That's all it takes.
Right.
That's all it takes.
How do you help those people out who keep on breaking?
They need to practice. Well, there's a lot of things there's to use a cliche, there's more than one way to skin a cat. There are a lot of answers to your questions. You have alternatives. You got options. One is by practicing the linking, and if you saw what I did with Noah Sam, I got him singing, didn't I?
Right.
And guess what? When he sings, he doesn't stutter. Yeah. And did you play any of his links of his singing?
I did, yeah.
I mean, the guy can sing, can't he?
Right.
Wow. But in any event, he can talk when he sings too. And what he's learning now is he can sing to whatever level he needs to avoid the block. And then he can keep pulling back, sing less, less melody and more just talking. And so he's bringing it way back down. And he's going to learn very, very soon that he can beat this. He can beat this to death. And the minute you're still using methods to speak. The simple truth is, speaking is as easy as breathing. And if you will start believing that, that maybe should be one of your affirmations. I've never said that to anybody else, but you might ought to say, speaking is breathing. And when you go into any situation that you think is tense, and you say, well, I'm constantly at this convention, every 20 steps I'm in another situation, fine. Coming right up, right before you get to that situation, be saying, I love to speak under pressure. I love to speak wherever you are. It's change your attitude about this. Look, when you're talking to me, you're not thinking words, fearing them, and forcing them, are you?
Generally not. And even if I do, I'm able to link, and it's not even a problem. Like if I think of a word,
generally not. You said the magic words. Generally not. There are exceptions, but generally not. Now, look, when you speak without thinking any problem at all, and you simply speak, that is fluency. When you do that, you are in the fluent world. You are a fluent person. For that moment in time, you are fluent. Right. Now, there's nothing organic or genetic that prevents you from doing that in every situation.
Right, exactly.
You know that's true. You say, well, I just have this habit. I understand. But the more you realize and accept the fact that your God-given right, if there's a God, is that you can speak.
Right.
And you do it all the time. You prove it constantly. There's no reason you can't do it all the time.
Right.
Without any crutches, without any linking, without anything. If you can be possessive of a desire to be dramatic, for the lack of a better term, or positively passionate about what you say. Right. If everything you said to me, everything you said at this convention, everything you said to your family, everything you said to a stranger on the street corner, if you said it, if you were possessed with saying it like I'm speaking to you now, it's over. Don't you see?
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
You got to possess. What are you thinking? I'm thinking I'm going to say it like I mean it. Thank you very much.
Right.
So what? Yeah. And it's fun. I love it. Speaking is like breathing. There's nothing to it.
Yeah.
And when I speak with feeling, I'm more interesting anyway.
Yeah.
Be over the top.
Yeah.
Be ebullient, effusive, outgoing, engaging, cheerful, positive.
Right.
Aggressive in a positive, nice way.
Yeah. It's almost like be infectious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's kind of the next step for you.
Yeah.
To get once you learn these methods of doing it, then you want to get away from them because you don't need them.
Yeah. Although I will say I really do like linking because it makes your speech sound so much smoother. You don't sound choppy, right? So linking is honestly something that we should do for the rest of our lives if we can. Even if we're not thinking about it, it should just be our modus operandi.
Modus operandi.
Modus operandi.
Method of operating, or modus vivendi, method of living.
Yes.
It's, the good news is you got a lifetime of fluency ahead of you. That's the good news.
Yeah.
You're not going to do this. And if you'll help us, and that comes, with down the road, you can help us. I know you can, getting somebody. If you try to do it, I mean, they will resist you. The medical people, they'll say, oh, no, it's incurable. That's a one-off. That's a mistake. You weren't really a stutterer. They don't even believe you.
Yeah.
It's not that you're a liar. You just didn't have a bad enough case. We've had everything, Bob. We've had everything.
Yeah. Well, believe me, I have videos of me back in 5th and 6th grade where it's really bad. So if people deny it, I have video footage.
Good. You know, I wouldn't mind having a snippet of a few snippets
Yeah,
of that myself to, eventually when we post your stop stuttering story, which when you've been a month without a bad incident, we should do
yeah,
that. Even though you will not be finished, you will
right.
still have fear and you'll still have some issues, but you will not be appearing speech disabled anymore. And
Yeah.
I just, was it you who wrote me and asked me? I don't think it was recently. No, it's a guy who was going to MIT. He just wrote me and he said he was going to start this. He was accepted for this fall. And he said, but he stuttered so much, he thought he would wait a year and do my program and then start. And did I think that was a good idea? And I said, no. I said, let's beat it now. Let's get
Yeah.
you into MIT this fall, and I
Wow.
haven't even talked to him yet.
I'll
But
have to meet this person. It's great to hear that there's someone else who's going to
oh, I've
MIT.
had
That's
I've had
awesome.
half a dozen MIT people,
Really?
and I've had other Stanford people. I had
Oh,
a guy
wow.
who was like first in his class in business school there. He
Oh,
was
wow. Okay.
Chinese.
Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. I had seen his story on Speech Anxiety Anonymous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, oh
Okay.
yeah. No, we've
Small
had them
world.
all, man. We've had them
Yeah.
all. So,
So,
getting back, okay, so we gotta focus on. I'm not sure what's the next thing for you. That's why I mentioned
I
several
think,
things for you
yeah.
to try.
I mean, I think I still want to get a little closer to mastering linking. And I think I just want to ask you, like, is it good that I'm focusing on really just trying to push through with air? Is that kind of the right idea, or is that off?
It's fine. I'm doing it now. So what?
Yeah,
I just don't need to do it. I
right.
can do it. It doesn't make any difference. My
Yeah,
speech is fine. Air or no. Now, no air. I don't need the air. I won't use the air. Now I'm using the air. So what? Who's to
yeah,
say? When I'm worried and I can't sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep. And I fall asleep counting my blessings. Why did I do that? To show you it can sound good. You can sound good pushing air.
right, right. Yeah, and I think if just for whatever reason, whenever I push a bunch of air, like my mind does not even think of words because I'm so focused on just pushing a bunch of I
Which
don't
is
usually
why, which
swear.
is the very reason you don't think a word, therefore you can't fear it, therefore you don't need
Yeah,
to force it.
right. I don't usually swear, but I just think like I'm going to push a shit ton of air and it works.
Look, think of it as a game. It's a game that you're teaching yourself and you're winning. You're going to win.
Yeah, yeah,
And hopefully, the way you do it and some other things that you do are going to help us get this message out to millions of people who need
yeah.
to know about
Yeah, I
this.
mean, I honestly cannot remember the last like major block I had. I used to have them like every day, and now it's just those micro hesitations. But the
Yeah,
the big ones are gone now.
good. And they should be, and they're not coming back.
Right.
No reason why. I'm using air now.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll never come back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't
No,
this fun? Isn't this fun?
it's fun to know that I would have stuttered on that word just a month ago, and I'm not now.
Exactly. Exactly. You're going to
But
knock them dead. You're going to love to talk in class at Stanford.
yeah.
You're going to be the first one to raise his hand.
Well,
You're
and
going to
even now I
you're going to volunteer to be MC.
am.
You're going to Oh, that's a must. That's a must.
Yeah.
And introduce yourself and half the faculty with their
Yeah.
long, complicated names. Say them all and enjoy them so much.
Yeah.
Treat every syllable like a separate word.
Yeah.
Mephistopheles.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I can whisper them, I can sing them.
Exactly. You can laugh at yourself when you make a mistake. When you laugh, the world laughs with you. When you cry alone.
Mm.
We're going to laugh at ourselves, Bob. We're going to make some mistakes. It's okay. We're going to laugh at those, and we're going to keep getting better every day.
Yeah.
Every day. We don't go backwards. We go only forwards because we can do that.
Right.
We keep the momentum going.
Right.
The more you read aloud, the more you hang around with, frankly, with some of us, for now.
Yeah.
But it's a great community. We got a lot of very smart people there, believe you me. There are several PhDs at every one of our SAM meetings. I've got one who's, let's see, I get the universities confused a little bit. But any event, so what are we going to do next, Bob? What do we want to do next?
So I think next is, give me a week to just really make sure I have linking down. I really just want to no longer break any links, and if that means that I speak loud every single sentence and I push a bunch of air out and I talk like this, then I'm going to do that. But as soon as I am confident that I have basically ended those minor blocks where I break the link, then I guess it's a matter of working on loving to speak and removing the fear and right because I still do have fear.
The way you work on fear is not by thinking about fear. It's by putting yourself in pressure situations as much as you can and talking as much as you can. In other words, go into the jaws of the lion and prop it open,
Right.
You conquer your demons, you go right in among them and beat them. And
Right.
how you beat fear. And of course, mind training helps too.
Right.
That's for sure. Mind training every day will help you. I just put something in there for you to read to me.
Okay, let's do it.
Go ahead.
Reading aloud has become a true joy for me. I seize any excuse to do it, especially to read aloud to others. Perhaps I am a thespian at heart. Regardless, I love doing it. And no surprise, it continues to improve my speech because when we read aloud, we invariably hear our voice at its best. As we read aloud with feeling, we constantly improve our focus on our message and the positive emotions with which we deliver it.
That was brilliantly read. Seriously, you get a 10 on that. I've never had a student read that any better than you just did. Never.
Thank you.
I don't think I can read it any better than that.
Well, I learned my approach, my style of reading from watching all of your videos. So it's inspired by you, certainly.
Well, it's a wonderful thing to hear you do it. I'll tell you that.
And just last month, I likely would have stuttered on the word on the word deliver at the end there.
Sure.
Because I used to have immense issues with that. I probably would have stuttered on invariably as well.
But those are just words, and you love words, Bob. You love them all.
Right.
You don't discriminate against words or against people either. You
Yeah.
love them all. Why shouldn't you?
Right.
Why shouldn't you? You have no reason not to. None.
Right.
So, okay, read me that.
Okay. We have free choice to accept or reject thoughts. Nothing compels us to think anything except our own desires. Use your mental switch to dictate your thoughts. Believe that you can improve, and you will.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to post another thing here.
Okay, let's
So,
see.
okay, it starts with the beautiful poem that follows. Read me that.
Yes. We had actually done this a few weeks ago too. This is a very beautiful poem. So should I just
You're
read?
not there. You are not the person for whom this poem was written. Not anymore. But
Right.
you've been there and you understand what's
Right.
written here. So
Okay.
you should be able to read it with great feeling.
Yes. Behind the smiles, behind the tears, are silent words that no one hears. Conversations well thought out, but censored through my pain and doubt. So much of who is really me that most will never chance to see. From thoughts to words, there's compromise, and speech becomes an enterprise. Stuttering is not my choice. I really have a lovely voice. But words too often bond with dread. And then so much is left unsaid. I know quite well what I would say, though it may not always sound that way. If you judge me by my speech alone, the loss you face will be your own. There's much more to me than meets the ear. There's someone special living here.
You know something? You could be an actor, and I'm not kidding you. Seriously, you have a gift, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah. What a crime that stuttering has impaired your ability to do what you just did.
Although there are actors who do this as well, or there are actors
Yes,
who
that's
do stutter
true.
as well.
That's true. But there's no reason they should be just as fluent off the stage as they are
Right,
on.
right.
And so and you should every word from your mouth
Yeah,
should be delivered the way you delivered that.
right.
You want
Yeah,
to be that person. Don't be concerned with words. Be
yeah,
concerned with thoughts and emotions,
right,
positive ones.
right.
Let that absorb your mind and fill your mind. Evil cannot enter a mind already full. Keep your
Right,
mind full of this, what it was full of when you read these things to me today.
right. Yeah, it should be full of expression and trying
Passion,
to almost captivate the
love, and
audience.
affection, and humor, and
Right,
everything good in life.
right.
You know, you want your life to be happy? Express it like that. Do
Yeah,
it. You know,
yeah,
make it part of you.
right.
Your speech is, again, it's like breathing. It's
Yeah,
easy.
right.
It's the least of your problems.
Yeah,
Understanding how you should read that is a problem for a lot of people.
Right.
It's not a problem for you.
Yeah.
You
Right,
get
right.
it. The words mean something. You understand punctuation. You know where to pause and you actually do it.
Yeah.
Just the main thing to avoid is speed. Slow down. Though you were fine here, but I mean, in general, in life, slow down your speech.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
fun with it. Concentrate on how you say it like an actor. In a
Right.
positive way. Not like you're a phony, but like you're conveying feelings that you want to convey.
What if you're saying something that has no emotion, like you're just asking, like you're just saying like yes or no or something?
Well, how about like, pardon me, sir, can you tell me where I might wash my hands? Or, excuse me, madam, my toast is so dry. Would you kindly pass the butter?
So it's almost like turning every moment into a movie or a script.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
fun. Do it. It'll
Yeah.
consume your mind. There's no way the stutter habit gets in there. You can't
Yeah.
get it. You don't need linking. You don't need anything. All you need is believe what you say, man, or
Yeah.
keep your trap shut. And if you believe what you say, whether it's a question or an answer or whatever it is, say it like you mean it and put a smile on your face.
Right. Right.
You don't need all these crutches and stuff. They're
Yeah.
nice to know. It's good to know. In a
Yeah. I
pinch.
mean, why not just like why even teach any of the crutches if it's as easy as just acting?
Yeah, because they can't do it. Until if I couldn't do with you today what we're doing if you hadn't made the progress that you've already made.
Right.
You'd still be hung up. You'd be trying, but you couldn't do it. They
I see.
need, it's kind of like the crutches, your legs are broken at the knees, and you use the crutches until they're healed. Then you
Yeah.
don't need the crutches anymore. But you
Right.
need them while they're healing.
Right. Right.
You need to prove to yourself that you can do it.
Yeah.
And then once you know you can do it, now you can. I mean, you're so good at reading, and I don't say what I don't flatter people. I compliment them. A compliment is sincere. Flattery is insincere. I don't say anything that I don't mean. I wouldn't tell you that you read this great if I didn't believe you did.
Yeah.
Say there's something else, but I wouldn't tell you that.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, well, it seems like so my next step then really is to, in addition to focusing on linking, which is great, really just start to be expressive, start to focus on the message.
Exactly. That's
That's
it.
that's going to that's like my instant cure at this point.
Yes, I would say we continue uh, the speech plan, uh, but new focus um, is on being.
Right. Being expressive and really acting.
I
I
say
have to take on
expressive
the new,
and happy. I
yeah,
want you to look. I'm going to tell you something. You can. I know you're basically a happy person. I can tell that from talking to you. But very few people are happy all the time. The
yeah,
more you focus on conveying a happy attitude, the easier it's going to be for you to convey it and the happier you're going to feel.
right,
Why shouldn't you? Look, one of the benefits of this program is we're trying to drive depression out of your life for good.
right,
And you say, well, I mean, you look, life has some tough blows in it for most of us. People die, people get hurt, uh, tragedies occur of all kinds, and we have to live with them. But still in all, the attitude, the happy attitude that you're using if you can make your speech, instead of simultaneously, it's part of it is hesitate, think a word, fear it, and force it, like that's part of your speech. That's out. And now what's in there? Well, being expressive and being happy. That's what your speech is. That's the habit you create. Yeah, you know some tools in case that habit tries to sneak in there. You nail it. You knock it flat. You can do it anytime you want and laugh at it.
Right.
I couldn't say Lee Lovett to save my life.
Right. And now you can see everything.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
I laugh at myself. I'm funny. You're funny. Life's funny. It's also got a lot of trauma with it. But it's when you hear my talk today is on the art of living. And I think you'll find it very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm very excited to watch that talk. You have certainly lived life more than most. So
well, I do, and I get the benefit of dealing with a lot of people like you who are at all different levels of trauma. And some of them are suicidal people. And understandably so. But they don't need to stay there.
Right.
So we have a wonderful time. So how often do you and I need to talk? I don't want to talk to you any more than I need to, but I have goals with you. My first goal with you is I want to stop stuttering story, but I don't want it until you've been 1 month out having a bad incident. But even then, if you still have fears, I don't care. We still post that story then, and then we continue to work on it. Fear is the last thing that goes. But fear is not stuttering. You're not going to stutter. You're going to medical school. You're not stuttering there. Period. Ever.
Right. So, would you be free the same time next week?
Probably.
Or a similar time?
Yes. No, that's fine. Sure. Hold on. Let me just pull this up. Okay. All right. For the moment, I have this. I never know quite if this calendar is going to agree with me or not. I'm going to put you down for weeklies for the moment at this time.
Yeah.
That makes you a very conventional person. Now it didn't take. Damn it. I'll do it again. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. Now it took. So you're in there now for weeklies. But I don't need to coach anyone just to pass the time. I enjoy talking to you because you're a bright guy and you're a quick study, and you should be ranked, frankly, an easy victory by my standards for yourself and for me, and that's great. I also believe that if you will not, there's so many people that I help. Once I help them, they have trouble remembering my name. They don't return my emails and stuff like that, and that hurts me. But we need you to at least try at some level to help us with presenting your story. And I would like you to know enough about our program to be able to look at anyone and say, look, I've looked I know what I accomplished myself, and I have witnessed, I want you to be able to say, dozens of people do what I have witnessed this at WSSA. Now, you can't witness that in a week or a month. You'd have to come to Sam over a period of time and see it, and maybe sit in on a coaching session once in a while, or at least watch the coaching videos on occasion, and all of which is good for your speech, because you have a long-term goal. You want to be not only a fearless speaker, you want to be an eloquent speaker, an
inspiring speaker.
Be someone that the medical community likes to put up front, because you are a good speaker.
Right.
Yes, you know your material, but you are a better speaker than they are. Why is that? Because you had a problem and you solved it, and you became instead of just getting to a fluency level, you went way past that, and you got to a level of eloquence.
Right.
You should be a Toastmaster. You should be maybe they don't have a debate club in medical school. They probably don't. But you need to find ways to be upfront speaking.
Yeah.
Wherever you can do it. And I don't do anything you can't do, Bob. Nothing. Really, seriously. But I've been at it a long time. So, you gotta take you some time to do it. But you can do it, and you should do it. And most doctors are not good writers. They cannot punctuate. Seriously, I deal with them. They can't punctuate. You can, obviously, because you know how to read punctuation. I can tell you know how to punctuate things. So you have an advantage. And we need, look, there's 80 million people out there who are suffering because, and most of them are being told that stuttering is incurable. And I'm trying to change that. And I'm just one guy. And I've got a lot of gray hair, and I'm not going to be here forever. And I need people like you to help. And I'm not asking you to give me your life or anything else. But
no. I will make a plan for a research study that we can work on, because you have so many students. It's not even hard to recruit subjects. We can actually start to demonstrate efficacy
exactly
of WSSA intervention.
Exactly.
So I think that's an excellent idea.
It's the studies that they've done on that people have done on stuttering. One of our enemies recently found somebody with a last name of Lovett, like my name. His first name is Tom. And they published a book that basically says stuttering is incurable, stuttering is organic, stutterers are less intelligent.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and we've measured their brain cells. They have less gray matter and white matter and this matter and that matter, and their neurons don't connect. Seriously, and this guy made this case. Well, I mean, it's an atrocious, look, 80% of the people I've ever coached in stuttering, and that I've ever known, and I've known hundreds and hundreds of them, 80% of them have no other stutterers in the family.
Yeah.
My grandfather was a circuit court judge and a great speaker. My father was an attorney and president of the bar and a great speaker. My mother was president of every organization she was ever in. My brother was a PhD in marketing and was head of the Pasadena Opera Company and this and that, and talked like a magic. I mean, my aunt was on Broadway for years. She had a master's in Shakespearean English from Radcliffe, and she was on the stage, had a beautiful speaking voice. And I stuttered.
Yeah.
What sense is that?
Right.
And so stuttering is not genetic, and it has nothing to do with intelligence. I have a good IQ. It has nothing to do with intelligence. You have a good IQ. It has nothing to do with intelligence.
Yeah.
And this guy maintains it does. And then and it's organic. It's not organic. And as I told one person, I said, let me tell you something. The same brain scans that they ran on those people, if I could reproduce those people and you let me have them for a couple, 3 months to help them
Yeah.
with their speech. Then give them those tests.
Yeah.
You'll test quite differently, I promise you that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that we have an immense opportunity to really shatter the research world in terms of how this, you know,
I mean,
is this actually a disorder?
you got to make a good living. I know you got to do that. You'll get married someday. You'll have a family. You need to do that, and you need to be a good doctor and all that stuff. But this can be your hobby, freeing, because you were one of us. You know,
Right.
so you can be a on the point of a wedge that penetrates this bullshit, incurability and acceptance.
Yeah.
And they call me a liar and a charlatan and all that. Do you think I've ever lied to you about anything?
No.
Exactly.
Not only
And how have I
when
scammed you? Did I scam you out of anything? Did I scam anything?
I saw there was a YouTube comment where someone said that Lee must be the worst scammer ever because he's not charging anything. Did you see that?
No. What was
Someone,
it?
one of your recent videos, like in the last week, someone had called you a scammer. Someone else responded saying he must be the worst scammer ever because he's not even charging.
No. Oh God.
Let me just ask you. I just have one last question here, and then we'll wrap up if you have a minute. Which
Yes.
is, so I watched the video you had with Noah, who's I think the
Which Noah? I've got two right now.
Noah. He's the son of Dean's friends. He's
Oh,
17.
yes. Okay. Yeah,
He's
he's
new.
from Florida. Noah from Florida. The other guy's from Switzerland.
Okay, yeah. So Noah
Noah
from
Sam
Florida.
is the singer. Noah Sam is the singer.
Oh, I
This
see.
guy
I
is
see.
Noah something else.
Yes, yes. So I saw you were trying to teach him linking and he was having some trouble with that. What do you think would help a case like his? Because I sometimes have what he was having where I'm not able to get it started.
Well, it's everything that we've been doing in every session we worked on. It's all the techniques that we've worked on together. The breathing is certainly the key one, but we using crutch 4 or 8 or 1 or whatever to start the word, to start with the first word and linking to a stop. That's the solution. It doesn't have to be hard. You say, well, yes, but sometimes I can't do it. Well, you haven't practiced it enough if you can't do it. As long as you know the answers to these questions. If you allow a nanosecond break, you're going to block when you're in that mode. When you open the door for Satan stuttering and let him in by not thinking something else, he's there. Though he's less and less there in your case already, because the more you keep him out, the less he comes in on his own.
Got it.
So not only are you keeping him out, he's losing interest in you.
True. Okay. So it's not as if like Noah did something wrong per se, because he definitely was trying, but it's more that it's going to take him, a few more weeks or months until he's able to do it.
Exactly. He's very new. I've only talked to him once, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It
And,
almost seems
and
like
look, he's younger than you by 5 years or so.
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah, so he's, that's a problem too. Age,
Oh, I see.
some age, brings wisdom, and it all helps.
I see. Okay. Yeah. No, but like he also seems like he's going to get there soon enough. It's just a matter of
yes, we're gonna get, unless he quits. That's the only thing I have to say to anybody. You quit, you're on your own, and the more, look, beating stuttering is like learning a new language. You're learning Chinese or Russian or German. They're foreign to you. You got to immerse yourself in the religion. You got to go live among those people.
Right.
If you're in a hurry, you got to go live there.
Right, exactly. Okay. That is helpful. I don't want to take up more of your
Good,
time, but this
good.
has been
I gotta go. I've talked
helpful.
to enough.
But this
Now
has been
listen,
helpful.
you watched this.
Yes, I'll watch the speech. Yes. I'll watch the speech and I'll share with you my thoughts as well afterwards.
Okay, and just remember, you are not permitted to have even one bad incident. You're not permitted to do that.
Yes.
You will have to account to me immediately. You have a bad incident. Do not do
Okay.
it.
And if it happens, I'll explain why it happened / what I did wrong and what I likely should have done instead.
Exactly.
Okay.
Zero bad. Zero bad. You can
Okay,
have
sounds good.
uncomfortable, whatever, but no bad. No bad.
Okay. Fantastic.
I'll
Thank you
see you
again.
next week. Maybe I'll see it. I hope to see it, Sam, and I'll see you
Yes.
at the session of Sun.
Okay.
Next
Thank you.
week.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Take care now.